Welcome back to another episode of DwreckTV. I'm Dwreck. And finally, I finally get to talk about this thing right here. That is the Wii U. Now, I'm pretty sure everybody already knows about the Wii U. Everybody wants to talk about it and everything, and all its failures and all its this and all its that, and everything that the media has already talked about and everything. And you know what? I'm gonna talk about something else about it. Because I will admit that when I very first heard of the name Wii U, I just thought, Wii U? Like, why are we still going with the name Wii, you know? Because it's already bad enough we spent 6 years with the name Wii. I was like really tired of it, and I was ready to move on from the name Wii. But no, they went with Wii U. But before I knew about the name Wii U, and I saw the concept of it having a touchscreen controller, similar to how like the bottom spot of a 3DS. And I thought, you know what? That actually sounds really cool. A touchscreen controller, you hold it up to the TV and everything, and you just touch on the touchscreen and it interacts with the game and everything. That's actually a pretty cool concept if you think about it. It really was. But like I said, around 2012, I just called it like Nintendo U, because I was like just so fed up with the name Wii. I was like ready to be done with it, you know what I'm saying? And then this was also around the time when I had left YouTube. I left YouTube around from January 2013 to June 2017. I was like completely gone from YouTube. I did not upload any videos. I was just gone. But I still had my channel, and I still watch YouTube videos here and there and everything. But I just never uploaded any more videos. The reason for that being, I know I've said this before, but for those that haven't watched that 2-hour video, I'm just gonna say it right here. Why did I leave YouTube from 2013 to mid 2017? Well, the reason why I had left was a number of things. Not to get into any like full details, I'm just going to give you like the surface points. One reason why I left was because I just felt like I didn't feel like I had much to offer to YouTube, because everybody was saying the same thing over and over, and I just didn't really want to follow that crowd of like saying the same thing that everybody else was doing, which I really like to do things like that, unless it's like from my point of view. I don't like going with the point of views of trends and whatever the mainstream is, or like what everyone else wants to do, you know, and that's not my thing. Reason number 2, I had a good job at that time. Me and my girlfriend, now wife, our relationship was just kept going up and up and up, and it was just, like I said, it was glorious. And then I moved out of the house that I first had DwreckTV in, and I moved into a house that my uncle was letting me rent, because he was moving to New York, and I decided to take over from that house. He said, okay. I took my wife with me, and that was the very first time that I was actually like living on my own, and being with her and everything. It was just fantastic. And it's just, every time I look back on that time, one word to describe it was just glorious. Like I said, I had a good job. I was raking in cash hand over fist. My wife, she had a good job, and it was just fantastic living on our own. And a third reason why I stopped uploading on YouTube is because I was just tired, sick and tired of the freaking online dramas. Online dramas meaning like people on on websites just talking down on the console, and people in comment sections just absolute with the utter stupidity. Just the utter stupidity of the whole thing. I just like, you know what? Fuck this shit. But all seriousness. But other than that, during this time, my nieces and nephews were around 5, 6, 7, 8, and they absolutely loved the Wii U. They absolutely freaking loved it. All the time, they were playing Smash Brothers, they were playing Mario's, they was playing, they was definitely playing Skylander games. They absolutely loved those. They loved the Minecrafts and a whole bunch of other games that they got on the thing. But really and truly, would you rather listen to the utter stupidity of people online trashing this console, or would you rather see your nieces and nephews or your kids having an absolute blast on this system? Every time they play it, every time they see it, they are just lit up with joy. Putting on a Mario game, putting on Sonic, putting in Skylanders, all the good stuff. Mario Kart, Smash Brothers, they absolutely love this system. I'd rather that than listen to stupid ass people on the internet. Any day. But with all that being out of the way, what's my thoughts on the Wii U? The Wii U, like I said, is a very fun system. It really is. This is what I call the life of the party. Because every time we had family get-togethers, whether it be on like just random weekends or like birthday parties or Christmas parties or whatever, the Wii U was always on. We was always playing like party games like Mario, Smash Brothers, Mario Kart, anything you could possibly think of. It was just absolutely fascinating. So, exactly what is my top 10 on the Wii U? Well, it really wasn't that hard to put down this countdown, because even though I didn't have that much games on the Wii U, a lot of them were really good. Before I talk about them, I gotta list some honorable mentions. This one wasn't really hard. It's not really a whole lot of honorable mentions. And this was also during a time whenever like Blockbusters and a bunch of movie rentals started going out of business for... It's so freaking stupid. But these are ones I picked up, and these are actually enjoyable. First up on the honorable mentions is Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. It's actually a pretty fun puzzle-based game and everything, where you play Captain Toad and you're going around a whole bunch of little levels. You're trying to get the stars and you're finding hidden treasures and everything. It's actually pretty fun. You also go through some levels that was in Super Mario 3D World, so I think it's pretty fun. And one of my nephews, when he was like 4 or 5 years old, he always called him Diaper Toad, Diaper Ventures. Diaper Toad, Diaper Ventures. That's what he said. It's so freaking funny. Another one. This one should have been on the countdown, but is Mario Maker. This game, you make your own levels from Mario games. You can use graphics from the first Super Mario Brothers, Mario Brothers 3, Mario World, and New Super Mario Brothers U. This was actually fascinating, but at the same time, it just felt kind of limited. People like make all those like freaking off the wall, hard as hell type levels and everything. I wasn't all about that. I made like some levels that I really wanted to see. But definitely especially compared to like the second one, we'll get to that one later. But Mario Maker is a real fun one. Kind of limited, but it was good for what it was. Next is Yoshi's Woolly World. When this game was announced, I actually thought it was going to be pretty cool. I really wanted this game to look almost like Yoshi's Island and like just being full 3D and everything, but being looking like crocheted and everything, it actually looks pretty damn creative if you think about it. And it gives people like get their creative juices flowing, like just to make like little arts and crafts and everything. People need to start doing things like that. Definitely, Yoshi's Woolly World is a good one. And also, I already know a lot of people are gonna hate me on this one, but I would put this at an honorable mention. But it's definitely hard as hell, and I see nothing wrong with this game at all. And that's Mighty Number 9. It was created by the same guy that created Mega Man. He left Capcom to do his own thing. He created Mighty Number 9, and the game's alright. Like, it's definitely hard. Definitely hard, but it's actually really cool. It's very much in the vein of Mega Man. It's definitely different and everything, but graphics are pretty good, but his animation running and everything is just kind of off-putting. But mighty number 9, fuck what the people say. The game's pretty average. Speaking of average, is Sonic Lost World. This game felt very different than how it was for Sonic Generations. It almost feels like how it was for that unreleased Sonic Extreme for the Sega Saturn. How it had almost like a fisheye view, and he was like going all around like a circular motions and everything, similar to like how Mario Galaxy was. But it's pretty good, but it leaves a lot to be desired. Speaking of one that's actually pretty good, and it should have been on the countdown, but it's Bayonetta 2. Even though I never really played the first Bayonetta when it first came out, I heard a lot of good things about it. It was almost like, they say it was like a female version of Devil May Cry. I did play this game, and it was actually pretty fun. And it's also got the bonus disc for the first Bayonetta game on it. But definitely, if you like a good hack and slash, like Devil May Cry style game, Bayonetta 2 is actually good, and the first one. Speaking of a lot of hack and slash as well, that's Hyrule Warriors. This game was just absolutely insane. You play Link and you play a lot of Legend of Zelda characters like Zelda, Impa, and everything. And you go through a lot of like Dynasty Warrior style fighting and everything. I never played the Dynasty Warrior games at all, and playing Hyrule Warriors was actually pretty fun, but to tell you the truth, it just kind of got a little repetitive, like very repetitive. So if this was what like what Dynasty Warriors is like, then I know like it's pretty cool to hack and slash through a horde of enemies and everything, but it kind of got old after a while. Yeah, but I have nothing bad to say about Hyrule Warriors. It's very good. And another one that I never really thought I would actually enjoy, and it's Splatoon. Splatoon actually looks pretty cool. I played it, and it like shooting up the enemies and shooting up the environments with paintballs and everything was actually pretty cool. Yeah, and it almost reminded me of like a 90s Nicktoon vibe to it. It really did have that, especially like the ink and everything. Just like it reminded me of the slime, and having like going on 4-on-4 online multiplayers and transforming into little squids. That's actually pretty cool. That is very cool. And having a single player story mode and everything, it's very fun. Splatoon was real good. And finally, for honorable mentions, is me and my wife played this a lot, and that's Injustice: Gods Among Men. She loves Superman. She likes more of the DC Justice League more than Marvel and everything. And playing this game and also rewatching like Smallville and everything, it helped out a lot. Like matching the characters with how they looked on Smallville and everything. It was actually pretty fun. It reminds me of the Mortal Kombat 9 for the PlayStation 3, just with DC characters, man. It's actually pretty fun. It's really cool. So, that being out of the way, I'll mention out of the way, let's finally get into top 10 games for Nintendo Wii U.
This is how you'll play next, using the all-new Wii U gamepad controller to place a block and give everyone a boost. With new power-ups and new challenges in an all-new Mario game. Letting someone watch their favorite TV show while you keep the game going on the gamepad. New Super Mario Bros. U, only available on the all-new Wii U. Game rated E for everyone.
And now, DwreckTV's Top 10 Nintendo Wii U games! Awesome! Number 10!
First up on the list, number 10 is one of the first games that I got on the Wii U, aside from a couple others. I think this was like probably the third or fourth game I ever got for the Wii U, and that is Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed. This game is a sequel to the Sega All-Stars Racing on the Xbox 360, and if you thought Diddy Kong Racing was racing like we've never seen before, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed turned that up tenfold. much like how on Diddy Kong Racing, how you can race karts, planes, and hovercrafts, Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transform, you do that all in one. Like your car, it can turn into a plane, and it can turn into a boat. On the fly, that was like mind-blowing on how it's just seamless that the cars can just transform on the fly, no pun intended, and just why this game's not talked about as much is just flabbergasting, man. But in this game, you play a lot of Sonic characters, you play a lot of Sega characters, everything from games like La Sombra, Crazy Taxi, Super Monkey Ball, Space Channel 10, all characters like that. And you're going through a whole bunch of Sega locales like Sonic Worlds, Alone in the Dark Worlds, La Sombra Worlds, and Super Monkey Ball, and even Outrun and Afterburner. Those tracks were actually fantastic. The graphics on this game was just stunning. Absolutely freaking stunning. And the music was banging too. Like, this is like one of the best soundtracks you have on a racing game. And definitely the graphics, like I said, absolutely stunning with the HD graphics. The controls were very fluid. Like, surprisingly very fluid, especially like transitioning from vehicle to vehicle. It's just fascinating and fluid. It's fun. But all in all, this game was just absolutely fascinating. If you ain't never played this game, you don't know what you're missing. Y'all gotta get a Wii U and pick this game up. Very fun. And it's just like Diddy Kong Racing times 10.
Number 9!
Number 9. What could top Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed? It's Mario Kart 8. When me and my cousin Max first saw this for E3 2013, I was absolutely mind blown. Absolutely mind blown by the graphics on this. Like, the jump to HD was absolutely fantastic. Like, the graphics on Mario Kart 8 was just absolutely stunning. It was like nothing I've ever seen before in a Mario game, or even Mario Kart for that matter. And actually seeing the cars go on the wall, up the ceilings and everything, like, dude, like, what is going on here? We're going up and down all around and everything. The Mario Karts are just, they're going up, they're racing on the walls. That freaking flew me through a loop. No pun intended. But other than that, how the graphics looked absolutely fascinating and going through the anti-gravity and everything, Mario Kart 8 was absolutely freaking fun. You want to talk about one of the best party games, Mario Kart 8 was absolutely a fun game for parties. And especially like all the characters that were on there. Yeah, Mario, yeah, Luigi and Peach and Toad and Yoshi. All the Koopa kids were on here. That flew me through a loop as well, having all the Koopa kids and having Bowser and Donkey Kong and everything. And also having like later on they had DLCs. Like DLCs? Aside from the DLCs were actually really cool, but they also added in a lot of like remix tracks from past Mario Kart games. And I was thinking like I know it's all cool and everything, but dude, is all that really necessary? Like, why not make new ones? But other than that, Mario Kart 8, absolutely fascinating. And he's driving upside down on the box, ladies and gentlemen. He is driving upside down. This game reminds me of a scene on Herbie Goes to Monte Carlo where he's driving upside down in the tunnel. That's what I think of when I play Mario Kart 8, was that. But definitely, Mario Kart 8, an absolutely fantastic racing game on the Wii U. Y'all definitely gotta check this out.
Because comparatively speaking, you are nothing but garbage here.
Number 8!
Number 8 was quite frankly one of the most anticipated games for the Wii U. And when this came out, you want to talk about a freaking banger. Super Smash Bros. U. We knew that this game was inevitable, but when it came out on the 3DS as well, and that was actually pretty fun playing a Smash Bros. Game on the 3DS. That was like the first time it was ever handheld. But when they jumped to the HD of the Wii U, it was absolutely fascinating. Maybe not as groundbreaking, like I said, as Melee, because that was just a huge impact, but the impact that Smash Bros. U had was on a different level, because not only did it have all the characters from the first one, it had characters from Melee and on Brawl. They also added in characters like, they added in Little Mac, they added in Rosalina, they added in Lady Palutena from Kid Icarus, and they also added in like Bowser Jr., but his alternate costumes was the Koopa Kids. I was like, dude, the freaking Koopa Kids are all the way up in here. They got just about everybody. And then they also added back in Sonic the Hedgehog, and one of the biggest third-party characters that they added in was Mega Man. Mega Man from the NES, Mega Man 2, when he was revealed, everybody around the freaking world was losing their freaking shit. Because you gotta think, by this time Mega Man was like pretty much dormant from Capcom. And the last fighting game he was on, he looked like a freaking joke. When they brought him to Smash Bros. U, he looked absolutely fascinating. He looked just like how he's supposed to look, and he just looks freaking cool. And not only that, they also added in Pac-Man. Like, whoa, what is going on here? They got Sonic, they got Mega Man, and they got Pac-Man on this thing. Combined with all the other characters from Nintendo, like, this was more than just a video game. This was video game history. This was like a huge history lesson for the kids. They had characters from Atari days like Pac-Man and Donkey Kong. They had NES days with Mario, Legend of Zeldas and everything, and Super Nintendo games like Yoshi and Diddy Kong. Like throughout Nintendo history, this was like history archives for the younger generation. But absolutely, very fascinating with us. Super Smash Bros. U, absolutely fascinating. The kids had a freaking blast with that freaking game. Like, it never failed. This game just never failed at for family get-togethers and parties and everything. Smash Bros. U is like, that was freaking it for the kids and for us, me, Max, Roy, and everything. That game was it.
Number 7!
Splinter Cell Blacklist. This game was an absolute return to form for Sam Fisher. Much like how it was how Conviction was more action-based, Splinter Cell Blacklist was definitely a return to form in the shadows, creeping and taking out the enemies and such. In this game, the U.S. is being threatened by a terrorist ultimatum known as the Blacklist, and just a series of deadly escalating attacks all over the place. And it's up to Sam Fisher and his squad to go take out all the Blacklist engineers. Even though Michael Ironside didn't voice Sam Fisher this time, he was replaced by Eric Johnson. And also a funny note, Eric Johnson and Michael Ironside were both on Smallville. Ironside played General Lane, who was Lois Lane's father, and Eric Johnson played Whitney, who was Lana Lang's boyfriend. So me and my wife always joke about that, how Sam Fisher has connections to Smallville. The new location is called the Paladin, which is like this big old military aircraft. Using the Paladin, you can use it as the general hub space, and it's great and it's very immersive. You can talk to your squad, you can check on your stats, you can select missions, and you can watch the online play. The gameplay is great. It's a real return to form to the classic Splinter Cell games where you gotta rely on the shadows for stealth. You can ghost your way through the ceilings, under houses. You got gadgets and drones and everything, and you can go full out boss with knives, gunshots, and freaking grenades, just blowing up everything. And if you don't want to like blowing up everything, you can also stick to the shadows, and you can just creep around your enemies, and you just sneak up behind them and just freaking just take them out, like freaking gut them like fishes and everything. And using the touchscreen and everything was very, very cool with this game. Like, you just creeping around and everything, and then you look at the screen, you pick your weapons, you pick pretty much everything on the game, and it's very fun. I highly recommend Splinter Cell Blacklist on the Wii U. It's just a return to form for Sam Fisher and the games and everything, and it's a real shame that this was the final Splinter Cell game, but it was definitely a banger.
Number 6!
Oh boy, this one. I really didn't know if I was going to enjoy this one, but my cousin Max had got me this game, and when I played this, oh my god. This was a freaking bloodbath. Ninja Gaiden 3 Razor's Edge. This game is absolutely freaking bonkers. You playing this Ryu Hayabusa, you got the sword and everything, and there's hordes of enemies, and you just slicing and freaking dicing and everything, and bullets are splattering everywhere. It's freaking awesome. And this was on a Nintendo console. Dude, this was freaking amazing. I freaking loved it. He plays Ryu Hayabusa, and he gets his right arm cursed by what's called the Grip of Murder, which I thought was pretty cool, but at the same time, it's like, I'm not really like a fan of like cursed arms and everything. It feels almost like a prototype in just a lot of games around this time where the main character has like a cursed arm.
Wrap it up. Wrap that shit up, B.
But the freaking blood splatter is freaking all over the place. Is freaking awesome. But you go around level to level, taking out all the enemies and such, and you got to take on a terrorist group led by what's called the Regent of the Mask, who demands immediate surrender by the nations of the world or face destruction, or so he thinks. The gameplay is very fast-paced and it's very fluid, and you just going around, like I said, going around freaking taking out enemies and blood splattering everywhere. But with the Wii U gamepad, you can also, it's also easy to select weapons, perform Nippon, and like view info and much more. And also there's also modes where you can play as Ayane from Dead or Alive, which is actually pretty cool. But dude, just freaking the decapitations and dismemberments and everything is just absolutely fantastic. I freaking love this game. Y'all gotta check this out. It's just blood just splattering everywhere. Freaking love it. Number 5 is a sequel to the game that was on the Wii. And when this came out, I just thought this is going to be fun and absolutely an instant hit. Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze. The game plays much like Donkey Kong Country Returns on the Wii, but with the gamepad and everything and the Pro Controller, it felt way better. Way better than the Wii version. But this one, everything's just frozen over, like the whole freaking Arctic animals like polar bears, penguins, and such they just setting up shop on DK Island and save it from the invaders and such. And this game is absolutely freaking fun. The music is absolutely great. The graphics in HD were absolutely fantastic. The music, like I said, is just great. It's by the same dude that did all the rare games from like the Super Nintendo and the N64 days. And the music was fantastic. The gameplay was great, especially with the addition of Dixie and Cranky Kong. Freaking seeing Cranky Kong just hop on his cane and everything. He's like, hey, let me show you something, Shunny. I'll show you something. It's freaking hilarious. But definitely, Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze, an absolute blast on the Wii U. Y'all ain't never tried this game out, y'all gotta try it. Y'all gotta get this game. Probably one of the best games on the Wii U. Great graphics, great gameplay, great music. It's great all around. Number 4. When I saw gameplay footage of this for the first time, I was just absolutely in utter awe. Star Fox Zero. When I first saw this on E3, I was just absolutely fascinated. Seeing the Star Fox team in the R-Wings and such, going over the plans of Corneria, I was absolutely fascinated with the visuals. The graphics of it is absolutely fantastic. I even had to wake my wife up from a nap just to show her the gameplay of this. This was amazing. Amazing graphics, and the gameplay of this game is kind of a learning curve, but once you get around it, it's pretty fun. You play as the Star Fox team, and you go around from planet to planet, much like how almost like a retelling to the first Star Fox and Star Fox 64. It was just a brand new adventure and such, and you go around in the Lilac system, going on to take on the final boss Andross. But this time you got your R-Wings and you also got the Landmaster. But what's also cool about the R-Wing this time, it goes into what's called a walker mode. It's actually pretty cool. and it's almost remnant to how it looked on that Star Fox 2 game, how the R-Wing turned into a walker. So I thought that was pretty cool that they implemented to it. But other things they got, like I said, they got the Landmaster, and they also got what's called the Gyro Wing. As you perform some hacking, and you also do like some like special op missions with it to sneak around enemies and such. But the characters on it, all the Star Fox characters are here. You got Bill, you got Cat, you got General Pepper, you got Star Wolf, and you also got Andros. And the visuals in this game, whether you're on a planet or where you're in outer space, is absolutely fantastic. And just going through all the missions in it, it was fascinating. And why people want to hate on this game is just like, y'all been wanting a Star Fox game, a traditional Star Fox game for so long. You finally get it, and then y'all still want to bitch about it. I know the controls are just a little like a little learning curve, but once you get through it, it's a fun game. And y'all still want to bitch about this game? Fuck you. Absolutely. Star Fox Zero, despite the learning curve of the controls, it's a fun game. I recommend it. Number 3. I originally played this on the PS3, and I thought this was one of the best games I ever played. Man, when they ported over to the Wii U, I just knew that this was going to be a fantastic addition to it. That is Batman Arkham City. I loved Batman Arkham Asylum on the PlayStation 3, but when this was announced for the Wii U as a launch title, I just knew, yeah, I gotta get this. So I wound up trading in the version of the PS3, and I got this. And to tell you the truth, it's actually really cool. The implementation of the Wii U gamepad is very cool, much like how it was for Splinter Cell Blacklist. You go through your detective modes, you got your maps, you click on profiles, you click through everything. It's very handy on the gamepad, and it's very fun. But if you've played the PS3 version, you pretty much played this. But it also adds in like DLCs for like you play as like Catwoman and such, which I didn't really have too much of a problem with it because I really like to play as Batman more. But Catwoman's missions are like, they're all right. But absolutely, Batman Arkham City, one of my favorite games of all time, whether it be on the PS3 or the Wii U. I say the Wii U version is a lot better, especially with the gamepad implementation and everything, but Batman Arkham City was a very good game.
Number 2!
Now we're getting a top 2 right here, which should be no surprise to everybody. Number 2 for the Wii U is also the very first game I got for it. The very first game I got on the system when I pre-ordered it, day one. And me and my wife, we had a lot of fun with this game, and that's New Super Mario Bros. U. If you thought New Super Mario Bros. Wii was one of the most fantastic Mario games that we've ever played, New Super Mario Bros. U turned the volume up tenfold on the Wii U. For this being the very first HD Mario game, it looked fantastic. Even though it was just like a, not really carbon copy of New Super Mario Bros. Wii, but the levels, the graphics, the backgrounds were just absolutely stunning in HD. The gameplay, some of the music, and some of the power-ups are like returning from Mario Bros. Wii, but you just turned it up tenfold, like almost like how if New Super Mario Bros. Wii was like the Mario Bros. 3, Mario Bros. U would be like the Mario World. Definitely had like a lot of implementations from Super Mario World in it. Like they got the baby Yoshis. It's got a similar world map to it and similar music to it. All the Koopa kids are back in this game, and they still look fantastic, and their battles are actually pretty cool. And actually seeing Princess Peach's castle being taken over by Bowser and the Koopas and everything, and see it in the background for the final level, that was like, wow, what have they done to the castle? dude, this is bad. But definitely the times I've had with this game, me and my wife, back when we was dating, we played this game a lot. We had pizza parties together. She used to always come sleep over, and we played this game for hours and hours trying to beat it. And we just had an absolutely fantastic time together. This was actually like one of the first games we ever beat together. And we just had a wonderful time together and everything, quality time, just playing this game and everything. And especially playing this game with my nephews and my niece and my youngest sister and everything. You talk about absolute fun times. Especially with me and Max going back and forth trying to get the hidden exits and where to find the coins and everything. Even Roy was playing this game with his son. New Super Mario Bros. U, like I said, just like with any Mario game, it always brings people together.
And now, number 1!
And now, number 1 on the Wii U. This should be no surprise to everybody. Because when I first saw this with my cousin Max, while we was watching E3 2013, when this game showed up on the screen, I was just floored. Absolutely floored when I saw this. And this is quite possibly one of the best games I've ever played. One of the funnest games I've ever played. And it's number 1 on the Wii U. Super Mario 3D World. Like I said, when I saw this on the screen with my cousin Max while we was watching E3.
Mario, alright. Looks nice. Whoa, dude. That's 3DS, right? I hope. This looks bigger than a 3DS. What the hell is that? Dude, it's a cat. He's climbing up the wall. Luigi. He's running. Dude, you play Peach. What the fuck is this? Dude, are you seeing this? Cat suit. Look at Toad out there.
I was absolutely fascinated with it. I just thought this game looked fantastic. It looked super fun. You can play Mario, you can play Luigi, you can play Princess Peach, and you can play Toad. This felt almost like a return to form to Mario Bros. 2. And they just added in with the gameplay style of Super Mario 3D Land. Having that with 4 players on the screen at the same time, I was like, oh my god, this is absolutely fantastic. I got the game Christmas 2013. Me and my wife, we played this for hours and hours. We just had an absolute blast. Played it with my cousin Max, had an absolute blast. Played with my nieces and nephews, had an absolute blast. Everybody was having fun with this game. And me personally, without a doubt, this is the best Mario game I have ever played. And this is coming from somebody that's played Mario games his entire life. Super Mario 3D World is absolutely, hands down, the best Mario game, the funnest Mario game I have ever played. And why I say that is because the gameplay is fun. You can choose up to 4 players. You can actually choose each character that you want to play as on the fly. Well, at the start of the level anyway. But the cat suits are fun. The power-ups are fun. The worlds are fantastic. The music in this game is absolutely fantastic. It's got that jazzy style. It's got that swing music. It's the kind of music that definitely fits with Mario. Much like how like the rockin' sounds fit better with Sonic and Mega Man. The swing music and big band music works perfect with Mario. But absolutely, the worlds in this game are fantastic. The power-ups are cool. The boss battles are pretty cool, and Bowser being in a Koopa Cadillac was freaking cool. Even though I wish it could have gone on like got a little more challenging to it, but it was freaking cool to see that Koopa Cadillac. But absolutely, Super Mario 3D World, without a doubt, the best Mario game I've ever played, and very fitting to be #1 on the Wii U. So there you have it. There you have it. DwreckTV's top 10 Wii U games, all right here. Oh man, finally, I could put this to rest. Finally being able to talk about the Wii U, especially from being away from YouTube for the entire era of the Wii U. I wish I could have put more videos during that time, but I didn't want to feel like having to deal with stupid people on the internet in comment sections and such. They can suck my nuts. But absolutely, the Wii U, what those times mean to me, like I said, one word: glorious. Even though I was away from YouTube during this time, I was making money. I had a great job, got my own place, had my girlfriend move in with me, and we got married. Yes, during that time I got married to her, and it's just absolutely been glorious. But that's what the Wii U means to me, and seeing all my nieces and nephews all grow up with this, go from little kids to becoming like tweens and everything. There was nothing like it. Nothing can taint that. But that's what I think about the Wii U, was that glorious time. Fun times with family get-togethers and all that. Pizza parties. It was wonderful. That's what the Wii U means to me. May not have had as many great games as the other consoles did, but it had it where it counted. So that's all I gotta say about the Wii U. It was a glorious time. So check y'all next time. Man, what are you doing? Look what she's doing. It's like she's trying to catch a bug or something. I can make a whole video of her. Just her, just looking around. But anyway, I gotta get some sleep. See y'all next time. This is Dwreck signing out. See y'all on the flip side.
DwreckTV. Hi guys, hit the notification bell and the like button. Yeah.